Hi and welcome to YAT's Young African Trep. It's your darling host Modella. We're here to inform, inspire, educate and connect the community of young imaginative Africans. And today with me on the show is another young imaginative African. His name is Franklin Ozekhome. He is the creative mind behind TINKAFRICA, a digital-based consumer insight platform focused on providing trends research, consumer intelligence, and cultural mapping for future-thinking organizations looking to position their brands in the African market. Ooh, that's deep. So sit back, relax, enjoy as we hear him trip. It's good to have you here, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you very much.
To have you. Thank you. So please introduce yourself, please.
I'm a strategist. I work with Insari Define as the head of strategy. I help oversee 6 advertising agencies, helping them on a day-to-day in terms of developing toolkits, how to develop new business, and of course also immersing them in the best practices from a strategic standpoint.
Wow.
So I work with a lot of people in that regard.
Okay, let's delve into your startup story. How did it all begin for you?
Actually started in 2014 when I set up ThinkAfrica, and since then it's been organic growth basically. What we do is help entrepreneurs find themselves, give them tools, help them understand their business, and when necessary, even teach them about the way of branding. And that's how we developed B School.
Okay, talking about ThinkAfrica, I think we should talk about ThinkAfrica. Who is ThinkAfrica? What is ThinkAfrica about?
ThinkAfrica was set up as a digital platform to help everyone rethink what we think we know about consumers, and that's why the name ThinkAfrica. Okay. So if you think you know something about the consumer, it's looking at it from a different standpoint. So we try to understand them first of all as people who have issues on a day-to-day beyond consumption. Wow. So we don't look at them as consumers, we look at them as people who have problems. And then we can look at different opportunities and value points for them to consume your product, your service, or your brand. And we felt that space was needed for a platform like that to help business owners, especially for small businesses and entrepreneurs who saw advertising agencies or consultancies as that big utopia that they can't come close to. So we help them more of develop it, help them create platforms, tools, resources, when necessary, teach them in terms of how they can help start up a new business, how they can develop a brand, how they can create a product, how they can market themselves. So it's more actually a thought leadership platform in that regard.
I love that.
Yes.
So how is it starting a business in Nigeria?
It's tough. It's crazy.
Why do you say that?
With all the limitations of infrastructure, security issues, power, lack of funds, getting them from crossing investors, it's almost you are your own platform. You have to generate that power, you have to secure yourself, you have to inspire yourself every day, and then even have the courage to go still do that same thing for different people. So it takes a lot of passion, and people call me crazy, but if you don't have it in you, how do you do a full-time day-to-day job and still pursue that thing? It's just something you believe in, and because you actually want to help people and empower them. Yeah.
Okay, you call yourself a strategist. I like that. So being a strategist, what does strategy and innovation involve?
It takes a lot. If something isn't implemented, I don't think strategy has taken place. So there are 3 parts in when you talk about strategy and innovation. The first part is even ideating, thinking there's anything like that can happen. So you need inspiration to happen, you need motivation, you need empowerment. So the first part is even thinking there's any possibility, any pathway. There's a road you need to walk to, there's a journey, there's a vision. So that's the first part of strategy. That's the think part, the visualization, the envisioning. And then the second part is now, once you believe that journey is possible, when you think there's a road to conquer, you now bake those ideas. So what are the things you now need to do? So you now put steps into play, you now put stages into play, you now bring people together, you now co-create together and say, okay, I want to go get there. What are the tools I need to put in place? So that is the design phase.
Wow.
And then the third phase is the execution part, which is now that we've put these two together, how do I make you sit? How do I make that person take that drink? How do I make you come to my school? So what are the steps I need to do? Now that I've created a product, do I need marketing? Do I need to talk to you one-on-one? Did I even create the right product in the first place? Yes, so those are the creepers. And all of those steps is actually the strategic planning phase. Now, if I've done those 3 phases and I have not impacted my industry, you've not impacted your environment, you've not created value, then innovation doesn't take place. So you could do strategy and it doesn't necessarily have to beget innovation. Innovation is when the customer or the person you're targeting sees value in everything you've done, all of those stages, embraces it, there's value for them, and they use it. Then you can see a ripple effect. So that innovation takes place, then it helps you ideate more. Otherwise, there's a strapping function.
Wow, that's so deep. Okay, so you talked about empowerment. Now, a lot of young entrepreneurs they have ideas, they have vision, they have dreams,
yes.
but they feel they need to be empowered.
Yes.
Now, using yourself as a clear example, how would you address this?
I think we're in a very peculiar situation in Nigeria. Entrepreneurs, I think they need much more than just passion. They need empowerment. We've seen people who have great ideas, but they've burnt out because they feel they didn't have the right support or they didn't meet the right mentor. So I think there's inspiration and aspiration. That's just one more thing. There's passion, yeah, because that takes you through. But I think more than anything, I think we need a crop of people who need to come together as a community to mentor people, to advise them, to encourage them, because sometimes people have the great ideas, but they don't even finish the journey because they don't have belief in themselves, or they feel they're not doing the right thing, they're not sure, or people laugh at them, and if they're not making income or revenue, they feel, let me go back to what is safe. So I think the most important thing is not just passion, I think it's mentorship. I think mentorship, there's belief, there's mentorship, hand-holding, and I think if you create those support systems, I think we'll do great things in Nigeria.
So basically, you think they need empowerment and, of course, mentorship?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us how you inspire people with innovation, which you will answer after this short break.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Will do. Thanks.
Welcome back. We're still on Young African Trep, and I still have my lovely guest on the show, Franklin Ozekhome, and he was just about to tell us how he inspires people with his innovation. So I think we should hear that.
Yes, I think I do them through 3 main streams. I call them streams. The first is my own person, as a person. What I've done so far, and that grace be to God, is I've believed that there's a lot beyond just doing what aids you yourself. I think you need to do something that has a ripple effect on culture, on your society, and your background. So my own way of giving back is not just empowering myself by learning, by reading, by working, but on the offside, after work, on the weekends, what can I do to help that one person, that one brother, that one sister? And for over 8 years now, I've been teaching. I learn, I read, I travel, I teach. I rent, I let it. So I give. That's my own giving. I started doing that at Orange Academy in 2007. One of the pioneer faculty members. I've been teaching there almost every weekend, just learning. And those over the past 10 years now, I think I've taught over 500 different people, individuals who have now become, well-to-do people, marketing managers, brand directors, some on their own firms. And definitely they're also doing that same thing. So I've helped one person, that person helps one person. That's a society you're building. And if you do that over time, I think that's great. I haven't done that over time. I felt I needed my own platform that I could jump off from. And I still do the same thing. Like tomorrow I have a lecture at Orange Academy where I'm teaching. But I felt I needed my own school, my own platform, so I could also nurture students my own way. I don't believe it ends with talking. I believe there's talk. Those people go experience the real world, they face issues, there should be something they banter with again. It didn't work the way he said. I have an issue, I need this money, can you advise me? We don't have those things in place. So the first stream, like I said, was empowering myself. Second was empowering people and teaching them. The third was creating a platform where they could have learnings, they could have mentorship, they could have coaching. They could even come create those things and they could say, oh, this is how it should be, this is how it should be, and then they can go back into society a much well-rounded person, individual.
Nice. You talked about having a particular section, like a school. So
Yes.
let's talk about the Think Business School.
Yes.
So who exactly are the kind of people you teach?
I wouldn't use those nomenclature for them. I would rather call them creative and business professionals.
Okay.
And I think everybody's creative in their own way. If you could be 67 years old and you want to do a farm, you need ideas, you need inspiration, you can come to B school. You could be a pilot who's been working for 10 years, and the offside you're thinking about having a mechanic workshop, you come to B school. As long as you think you can do something, you're creative. What are the things you need to put it together? So B school is for creative and business professionals.
Okay.
Business professionals are not necessarily businessmen who own a certain amount of wealth or equity, but the fact that you want to do something commercial. It could be from any skill, it could be that skill.
Okay.
So that's what B school is for.
That's impressive.
Yes.
So aside from being the creative mind behind ThinkAfrica, I understand you're also the head of strategy and development at Insight Redefining. Now, how is the opposite combining the two?
It's I swear to God, bro. I think it's been challenging. It's almost like there's no downtime. So I sort of look for things to inspire me on a day-to-day. I say I don't really have a 9 to 5. I just enjoy what I do, which is I love the work I do every day, but I don't look at it as work. I wake up feeling good going to Insight Redefining because I teach, I share, I create. So all creative professionals. In the evening, I continue what I'm doing. Again, I teach, I share, I create. So to me, that has become my lifestyle. So there's no I have a special day on off when I'm going. That is me, because I'm earning because I love what I'm doing. I think that's the best thing any individual can do. So that's how I've measured it both.
I love this. So you talked about having 3 years and all that. So let me ask you, what are the 3 key lessons you've learned as an entrepreneur and you love or like other entrepreneurs or even beginners to learn?
I think patience is utmost. Patience, especially in the kind of country where we found ourselves. You need to be patient because things don't just happen overnight. You can't use influencers and celebrities as your benchmark. In the real world, where you don't have 100,000 followers and brands coming to spy for you,
I understand.
you need to put in the day-to-day. You need to put in that work. But it's not about working hard, it's about working smart. So secondly, you need guidance. And guidance means you don't know everything. There are people who've done it before. You could be very smart. You could have all of the resources. But those people who've done it before, engage 1, 2 and say, could you just show me that road you passed through? Is there a gap I don't need to go through at the same time? You need advice, you need mentorship. And thirdly, I think you also need to give back. In one way or the other, you never know who's looking, who's watching. As you learn, you don't have to wait to get to the zenith. You don't have to wait to say, I'll be 40, I'll be 50 till I acquire a certain wealth before you give back. You can give back even the first day you start your business. And I don't talk about monetary gains. I mean, in anything. It could be a T-shirt that inspires someone. It could be a book. We do those things off and on every time. And I think those 3 things are themes any entrepreneur should imbibe. That's right. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Patience, advice, and
share.
That's all. So let's talk on people, products, and process. Some people think one is important than the other. What's your take being a strategist?
Yes, I think they're important. And first, definitely people is key. It's all about us anyway. Well, you only sell to humans. So people first. Second, once you understand them, then you create products that they naturally gravitate to, rather than create products and look for the customers you want to sell to.
Wow.
I think that's the best one. Process is good because after you've learned about a certain way people do things, and you now know the kind of products they like, you need to put a semblance of process so that it becomes automatic, so that they can navigate through that thing organically. I think that's the way it should be. People, product, process. I think it's
I like that. I like that. So the last question, the very last question on today's show, which I'm super curious to hear you perspective on it, is if you have to start over again, like except for your knowledge and all that, you have nothing, and you'll have to start over again. No money, no connections. What would you do?
I like that. That's it. I think I'll teach.
Okay.
I'll go to school, a community school, and I'll take all of my learnings and everything and start building one school at a time. I think that's what I'll do.
I like that. It's gonna be. We have a teacher in the house. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Franklin. That was a very good conversation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
much. Wise word from a true young imaginative Africans. We hope you're able to get 1 or 2 points from what you just said. You can subscribe or get featured on this show. Until I see you next time, I remain Modella. Stay young and imaginative.